Welcome to the Clever Boy Quiz, the show where I'm a clever, you're a boy, and he's a quiz. My name is Connor O'Connor, and I am one of your hosts, and I'm here to introduce our guest for this week. He is one half of Smallbeard's Big Opinions, and he doesn't really have that small of a beard. It's Shaner.
Hey there. Yeah, my beard was a lot smaller.
It fully froze.
Just like frozen, like the longest freeze we've had.
Hold on.
No movement, nothing.
See, the problem is you're fine. You're not skipping at all. Like I'm seeing you move and everything, and then the second you go to talk, that's when it all goes to shit.
Okay, how about now? Are we skipping now? Am I pausing?
You seem a little
Only
better.
intentionally pausing, yeah.
But I'm gonna see if this works. Okay. This should work, theoretically. Let's wait for it. Do we see any problems?
He's holding a gun to his computer right now.
Maybe the router. The computer is my perfect child, and I love him. The router is the little, bastard child who I don't want to talk to.
Excuse me, as the
good?
former bastard child that no one wanted to talk to, I find that offensive.
As the current bastard child that nobody wants to talk to, I find that highly offensive.
Okay, so I think this is I'm not going to jinx it.
All right, let's
knock on wood.
roll with it. All right, Connor, introduce me, the most important person on the show.
Well, let's try having Shader say when they started he had a smaller beard again.
He's not destined for this greatness.
We're gonna
Connor.
try it one. If it freezes when I try, I just.
Why don't we
Smaller when we started this? Did it freeze again?
No,
Not only did
I started talking over you because it
talking.
lags. I was gonna say, why don't you try turning off your camera and see if that helps?
Maybe, yeah. Okay, is that working better? Do you think?
Yeah, seems to
Okay,
be.
say it one more time. Do your line. You got it.
My beard was a lot smaller when we started our show.
That's perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
That's
no,
great.
The camera's the problem. It's trying to do 5 things at once. Google Meets hates my computer. That's okay.
For those of you listening, wondering why Shaner sounded so angry there, that was, I think, the 7th time he said that line because we're having some
something
technical
like
issues.
that.
But just so you know, he's happy to be here, right, Shaner?
I am thrilled to be here. I always love being a guest with the Garlic Boys. See that alliteration there?
Guest with the Garlic Boys. Speaking of the Garlic Boys, it's time for me to introduce my handsomely dumb co-host, who hopes to know most, Matthew Haux.
What's up? I actually changed my name recently to Candace.
Candace, what?
Candace Quiz fit in your brain. Got him.
Shaner, this is your 2nd time being here. You were actually part of the duo that was our first guests on this show.
That is correct.
No,
I think I won one of the quizzes last time.
Probably. I have kept forgetting to keep track of who wins and loses on these things every single time.
I'm sure there's a listener out there, and eventually, when we're famous, there will be a wiki out there that'll keep track of it all for us. So we don't have to worry about that.
But as you've been on before, Shaner, you know how the game works. We're going to spin a wheel. Whoever's name it lands on presents their quiz. Everyone tries their hardest. Matt has a mental breakdown halfway through, even if he's giving the quiz for some reason. And it's all good fun. Now, typically we do this with 4 people, but unfortunately Eddie couldn't be here on account of, I believe you said, debilitating hemorrhoids. Is that right, Shaner?
I heard debilitating, so I'm going to say yeah.
I don't know.
Did I freeze up again? Okay, good. Because Connor disappeared.
I said Eddie had debilitating hemorrhoids.
This is going real well.
That's why he's
that's
not
correct, 100%. Yeah, sitting in that chair trying to do a quiz like that wouldn't have been good for him.
Yeah. So
for his own safety and health, I decided to tell him to sit this one out.
So when we do the wheel today, there's only going to be 3 names on there, which means there's a more increased chance for us to do each of our quizzes. Let's go ahead.
Which means I'll do my quiz, and then one of you guys will do your quiz. That's how it always works.
That's how it's been going lately.
Put my name in first. Put my name in first on the board there, on the little spinny wheel.
No, I think
maybe that'll change.
First.
Yeah, but maybe that'll change the outcome because I'm always, in there. I don't know, second.
I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna spin that wheel.
I am seeing this wheel very delayed.
Yeah, me too. But Connor, it's Connor. Oh, thank Jesus.
All right. Looks like I'm doing the quiz. This first one. You guys ready?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So with this whole new setup we got going on here, how do you want to see my answer?
You'll just have to answer first every time. Because my answer will be
Oh, okay, yeah, it checks out.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't have Shaner on video because his Wi-Fi hates him, and so we are just doing audio. So when you're watching this on YouTube, it's just going to be if I have the patience to do it, I might put a picture of Shaner up every single time he's out there. If not, it's just going to be a J.
You can put that picture of the basketball from my channel.
Oh, yeah, I do that. That's your most watched video, isn't it?
I got 120 views now.
Nice.
Love that video. Anyways, today's quiz is called It's Not That Simple.
Oh, great. No.
Matt, you've done a quiz that's pretty similar to this, where I'm going to give you a question or a statement, and you're going to have to answer it, but the answer is not as simple as it first appears. You guys ready?
Yeah. Or it is really simple. Let's do this.
Question number 1. What do anteaters eat?
I don't like this question already.
This is a fun one. I was reading through facts and I found this one, and this is what gave me the inspiration for this quiz. All right, Matt looks ready. Shaner, are you ready to give your answer?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm going to say, so you want me to answer first and then Matt?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to say my answer is ants and small berries.
Okay. Matt?
I said ants, but realistically other things as well.
That feels like cheating.
Yeah, well.
As Matt has put a correct statement, the answer I was looking for is ants and termites.
Oh, termites.
I confirmed this on multiple sources where it says they exclusively eat ants and termites.
Wow.
And they can eat a few 100,000 ants in a day.
That
though
fully missed that.
Though my answer was only correct on a technicality, do I still get the point or do I not?
What would you give me? If I had answered that for you, would you give me the point?
So technically I gave you a correct answer, but not a fully correct answer. Shaner
then you don't get a fully correct
half right, half wrong answer because he said something that they exclusively do not eat. But I said ants, which is one of the answers, but realistically other things as well, like termites fall under that other things category.
So the fair thing to do then is to give you both half a point, which is the same as just giving you both 0 points. So I just give you both 0 points.
Or giving us both 1 point. Round it up.
But giving you both 1 point does the same for the score as both giving you both 0 points.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but
at least we'd have a point by the end of the morale, Connor. Morale.
I'm not here to make you feel better. I'm here to help you learn fact.
Is that a yes or a no?
It's a no. Number
Okay.
2. Name 3 species of arachnids.
I think I might know this one, but my confidence level is
Matt, did you freeze too?
No, I'm just
Okay.
in deep thought right now. Mother trucker.
I would say I'm answer. I at least know 2.
Me too.
I'll give you 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, Shaner.
Okay, I want to say I know spiders for sure.
Okay.
And I think the next one is scorpions and then beetles. Those are my 3 answers.
Okay. Matt.
I couldn't think of the third one, so I said spiders, scorpions, and lobsters.
Lobsters.
I couldn't think, man.
No, I mean, aren't they like sea spiders?
Yeah,
I think I've seen them compared to spiders before for some reason.
I think it's kind of close.
If
Let's
shrimps is
see.
bugs, then lobsters is spiders.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. That was my thinking. Exactly.
All right. Shaner, you are unfortunately incorrect.
Ah.
Beetles are not part of the Arachnia class. They're part of the Coleoptera. Coleoptera. Sorry. I figured that out how to say it.
If the answer is lobsters, I'll have you know I'm going to sign out of this meeting so fast.
From what I can tell, lobsters is not a correct answer as well.
Okay, good.
Dang.
And the list of animals that I had are spiders, scorpions, ticks, mites, pseudoscorpions, harvestmen, camel spiders, whip spiders, and vine garoons.
I almost put camel spiders because I knew they weren't technically spiders, but I didn't know if they counted as arachnids. Oh man. Dang.
I hate spiders.
Me too, but camel spiders aren't spiders, so
I'm
That
not a
does
fan
not
of,
matter.
I'm not a fan of most of those creatures.
I could deal with a scorpion, but a spider, no, that's one of the things I got from my mom was arachnophobia.
fair enough.
Great movie. I'm glad you got that. Is it DVD
No.
or VHS?
Glad you got that in the will.
That will not be going in my VHS collection, which I am now building.
There's a really cool game, Shane. I don't know if you've heard of it called Grounded, and
It's on Game Pass, and I refuse to play it.
well, there's an arachnophobia setting where you can
Oh, is there?
where you can turn them into little beans, and you can't even tell. There's no legs or anything. You can't even tell that they're spiders.
Dude, see, I need that, and I also want that on Skyrim because
Yeah,
I can't do the giant spiders on Skyrim.
Grounded has an arachnophobia setting, so highly.
Oh, well, now I'm gonna play that.
Yes.
So, Shaner, does that mean you've never watched the second Harry Potter movie?
Okay, no, I have, and I just kind of look away whenever that happens, and Cassie tells me when it's over. No, wait. No, I take that back. Second Harry Potter is fine. It's Lord of the Rings I can't stand because Aragog looks more like a puppet. It doesn't look like a real spider because it's not animated. It moves in a way that doesn't scare. Now that all the spiders that attack them, that's a different story. Aragog, I don't care. Shelob, kill it with fire.
She is terrifying. That is very fair.
Yeah. So, but no, Harry Potter 2 is fine because Aragog looks like a giant, like, I don't know what you call it. Not a puppet, a
Muppet.
mechanical. Yeah, like a Muppet.
Fair enough. All right. Number 3. How many manned missions were there before Apollo 11 landed on the moon? In the Apollo program, I'll clarify, how many manned missions were there before Apollo 11 landed on the moon?
Every time I listen to Matt take one of these quizzes, I go like, come on, I could answer. That's not that bad. And then I take one and I'm like, oh, you know what? I get it now.
Yeah, man.
I get it.
And with
The
that,
pressure.
is it just my quizzes that make you feel that, Shaner? Or is it when you listen to everyone's quizzes on this?
It's everyone's usually. There have been some where I'm like, if I could reach through the screen and give Matt the answer, because I know this one, it's the one obscure fact I have in my brain. But most of the time, I'm like, yeah, I have no idea. I would suck at this.
That's the fun part. Well, for what most people is just one obscure fact, is just one of 1,000 facts on one specific file cabinet in my brain.
Yeah.
But hey, that's the whole reason we started this show.
See, I have so many obscure facts in my brain, but every time I go to click on them, like I'm hovering over, I double click, it goes like the path to file is corrupted. Like that's what it is. Like it's all there. Every fact that I've ever learned, it's all there. It could be accessed, but the path to the file was corrupted, so I can't access them when I want to. It's when I'm sitting in bed at 3 a.m. and it's just like path to file uncorrupted. Here's the thought.
Well, it's like when you click on it and then you get the spinning wheel and then it finally loads at 3 a.m.
Yes, that's exactly.
All right, Shaner, what is your answer?
I'm gonna really bank on this being one of those. It is that simple, and say 10.
Well, good
Okay,
news.
Matt?
If we're both wrong, we're both wrong because I said the same thing.
It's gonna be something stupid like 10 or like 12, isn't it?
It's gonna be like 2.
Missions 1, 7, 8, 9, and 10 were all manned missions.
Oh,
5.
the man!
there were
I
5.
didn't even consider that part of the question.
Now, you still would be wrong, I think, if I said how many missions were there before Apollo 11, because on the official NASA website, at least missions 2, 3, 6, and 4, and I think 5 was missing as well. They're just not on there. Like on the list of Apollo missions, it just wasn't there on the official NASA website. And so like I wanted to do something with like the Apollo missions, but it was hard to figure out the wording for this question to where I could use it accurately. And I finally found a list of manned missions, but they're just scrubbed from the internet. I couldn't find any information on them.
I'm sure that onto it.
Huh?
I think there was something in the middle of that we didn't get.
Did I freeze up?
Yeah.
All I said was, I'm sure there's nothing suspicious behind that.
Oh yeah. I think every time you freeze up, I think you should have to say it like Urkel. Did I freeze up?
Be here all day. I don't know why this keeps freezing.
Put a blanket on it.
I'll get my hair dryer.
Funny homophone jokes.
All right, guys. Quick point check-in. 0-0.
All 0.
There's still a chance.
Let's see if we can turn it around with question number 4. Lobsters are functionally immortal. So how do they die? Lobsters are functionally immortal. So how do they die? Oh. Okay, I just realized something, and I'm going to accept 2 answers on this question.
I don't think this is even remotely right, but
You got your answer down? All right, Shaner, you ready, buddy?
Yeah, I'm going to guess the answer is something dumb like they get killed. Because I'm assuming you mean like they can't die of natural causes or on their own.
The question should be, how did they die naturally, maybe?
Yeah, I meant to say, how do they die in the wild?
Oh.
Because I realized after I asked the question that you could just say that they're caught and eaten by people.
Well, I don't just mean by people. I mean by like predators too.
Okay. All right, I'll take that.
They get killed by predators.
Okay. Matt?
I said that their exoskeleton collapses in on them.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Well, I think it is something like that where they like can't shed or molt or whatever, and so they die because they can't get out of their skin.
Matt, that is 100% correct. The only way that lobsters can die in the wild is by the fact that they just don't have the energy to shed their shells anymore. And so if there was a way that their shell could shed for them, they could live on forever. But if they don't have the energy to do it, they will die within an old shell. From what I could find, Shaner, lobsters have no natural predators. It's just like human consumptions that will kill them unless they die in their shell.
How do you end up having no predators in the wild?
So it could be something along the lines of it's just not worth it to break open their shells and then eat the tiny bit of meat. That's why I don't eat crab unless it's already like out of the shell, because it's way too much work and you get a minuscule amount of meat. Even if you're eating like king crab, you don't get enough meat. So maybe it's a cost-effective kind of thing as to why they don't have predators, natural predators.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Still, that's just wild. You think of all the undersea life, something would be killing those things.
They also live on the bottom of the ocean, and so there's not a lot that really go down there. Like they're not like at the deepest depths because they're still like on coastal regions, but still there's not a lot that is down there besides them and fish that they eat on.
They also live in really frigid water. Some do. Like, I mean, Maine lobsters it's like ice cold almost year round, I believe, up there. So there may not be a ton of predators there, just in general. Anyway, let's move on.
But there you go. Fun fact about lobsters.
I think it's a terrifying fact about lobsters.
A very existential fact about lobsters. Question number 5. Why does a chef's hat have 100 folds on?
Can I phone a friend?
He can't answer the phone with hemorrhoids.
No, Eddie wouldn't answer. I have a chef friend.
You a chef friend?
I do have a chef friend, but no, I don't even know his phone number, so I guess that wouldn't work. I know I've heard this before, but just like Matt said, the file path is corrupted here.
That was very bad.
Alrighty. Do we have any answers yet?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Shaner?
I think that it's symbolic. I mean, I believe it's supposed to do like the 100 things they have to master to be a chef. I believe that sounds like something I've heard before, but I could just be completely making that up. But I'm pretty sure I've heard that before.
Okay. Matt?
I went with a little off the wall answer, one that could be explained in every chef. It's so that a rat can fit easily inside. Obviously, it has to be big enough for a mouse, a rat to pull the hair. Good there, bud.
Yeah, I thought I just deleted the quiz. Just opened a new note on my phone. Okay. No, Matt, you're fully wrong.
I disagree.
Shaner, you're a little close. The 100 folds are for the 100 different ways that chefs learn to cook eggs.
Eggs? Why eggs?
Because there's something that there's 100 different ways to cook.
There cannot be 100 different ways to cook eggs. I don't believe that.
Across all different kinds of cuisine?
Yeah, but eventually it comes down to like
scrambled,
hard-boiled, soft-boiled,
poached,
sunny side up, poached, over hard, over easy, over medium, scrambled.
I said scrambled already. And that's omelet. It. We can barely come up with 9.
No, I got omelet, frittata.
Are they including like using eggs in things like sauces? Like what's that sauce called with eggs in it? Not mayonnaise.
Hollandaise.
Yeah, like a hollandaise. Are they including that?
Quit.
I'm not in charge.
Connor, you're the closest one of us to being a chef here, so you should know this.
You should know all of it. It is clearly not. There's not 100 ways to cook an egg, so it's clearly to fit a mouse inside, a rat. Agree with.
How to cook? Why are there 100 folds in a chef's hat? This is because culinary lore has that the 100 folds in a chef's hat represent the 100 ways to cook an egg. Although there's one French cookbook says there's 143 ways.
Well, what is it? There's no way there's 100, let alone 143.
Well, here's the small list. There's scrambled, over easy, over medium, over hard, poached, shirred, soft boiled, hard boiled, pickled, baked, sunny side up, omelet, quiche, frittata, and then they're also doing other dishes where egg is an ingredient in cakes, souffles, breakfast burritos, egg noodles, mayonnaise, sauces, and stuff like that.
That's like
not the same.
That's like saying there's 100 different ways to cook saffron or something like that. Like just because there's 100
no,
recipes,
saffron is an ingredient, not a
so is eggs.
Egg is an ingredient in a cake.
Yeah, it's also the main dish in scrambled eggs.
Yeah, and I'm sure you.
Yeah,
can
but
put that
if
on
they're
a-
including cake on that list, that's not a way to cook an egg. That's putting an egg in something.
I'm not the one that came up with this.
I say we move on. We move on from this because we will die.
I
on this
don't get
hill.
why when I present you guys with random facts and you decide that they make no sense, I get yelled at that they make no sense.
Because
I
you
didn't
put
come
it in
up
the
with the
quiz.
fact.
You're
I just
vouching
found the
for
fact,
them.
and I'm telling you about the fact.
Put it in the quiz. You put it in the quiz. So there is a expectation of pushback. There's got to be.
There is no reason to yell at me, for I am merely Prometheus giving you this knowledge from the gods themselves of why there are 100 pleats on a chef's hat.
All right. Well, how about you give us the knowledge of the next question?
Okay, question 6. Reportedly, how many mosquitoes are in Iceland? Reportedly, how many mosquitoes are in Iceland?
Okay, I have an answer.
This is where I want to live.
Shaner?
My answer is 0.
No way.
Matt?
My answer is 0.
Guys, that's correct. Good job. There are reportedly 0 mosquitoes in Iceland.
We could fix that.
I don't know how you verify that.
It's because it's too far. It's too far from land to get mosquitoes because they can't fly that far. It's too cold for them to survive, and there's no lakes. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if any of those are true, but
you know Iceland's the green one, right?
yeah, Iceland's the green one. It's still freezing there.
Who's up
Alright.
for introducing an invasive species? If we have to live with mosquitoes, so does Iceland.
Do you know my favorite consequence of invasive species? It's India. So I believe it was India. They had an influx of rats. Like there was just rats everywhere. Like they were overtaking the population. And so what they decided to do was bring in some snakes, like cobras, to eat the rats.
Mhm.
Well, because there was such a wealth of food for the snakes, the snake population kept growing, grew out of control, and then there was too many cobras. And so then they had to get something to get rid of the cobras. So they brought in mongooses because mongoose are the only natural predator for cobras. And then the same thing happened. And now there's way too many mongooses.
I would like to point out that you are incorrect. It is mongoose.
And I would like to point out that if anyone in India had read There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Fly, they wouldn't be in this situation.
Have you ever read If You Give a Mouse a Cookie? Come on.
No, I didn't actually. So question number 7. You ready for this one? Question number 7. When you go to a sushi restaurant, what is the green paste that they put on your sushi? When you go to a sushi restaurant, what is the green paste you can put on your sushi?
I'm going to kick myself for not knowing this answer because I do know what you're looking for and I know what the actual answer is and I can't remember it. Oh, no, I remember.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember?
Fairly confident 'cause it's my mom's favorite part of sushi.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Shaner, let's do it.
I believe the answer is you're wanting us to say wasabi, but I believe it's horseradish actually.
Okay.
What's crazy is I said almost the same thing. It technically should be wasabi. In fact, in Japan, they actually use real wasabi. But in American restaurants, they use like a horseradish mixture with green food dye.
Yeah, it's so expensive to get actual wasabi in America that they usually just dye horseradish green and sell that as wasabi to Americans. And the weird part about it is the horseradish is actually sometimes spicier than the wasabi is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you both a point on that one.
All right.
I think I watched a whole video about a guy like making real wasabi, and that's how I remember that.
That's I've definitely watched videos on that. That's such an interesting fact to me because and it makes sense because I don't like wasabi and I don't like horseradish, and so
Yeah.
like it tracks. But awesome. This next one, You're going to have 10 seconds to answer.
Oh,
At the end of the 10 seconds, I'm going to have Shaner say his answer, and Matt, you are going to put your answer up. All right?
Okay.
What is the only letter that doesn't appear in any state's name? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer.
Z. Nope, that's not right.
Q.
Matt, that is correct.
Yeah, Arizona, man. This guy.
The problem is, like, the entire time you're counting down, I'm like, it's X. It's got to be X. And at the last second, I'm like, Texas, no.
Also, New Mexico. Now, it's funny because Albuquerque, the state capital of New Mexico, has a Q in it, but no state has a Q in it.
Let's fix that.
Puerto
Well, how
Rico,
would you all like to live
we
in
just put a silent Q in
Pennsylvania?
Puerto Rico.
Oh. I was thinking.
Oh, you want to change an
Pennsylvania.
existing state?
Yeah, Pennsylvania. I think it's great.
Okay. Washington,
I can go for Washington.
Washington, or Oregon,
Oregon, California,
I think this could work for any of them.
Alabama,
Massachusetts,
South Carolina,
Wisconsin.
Carolina?
See,
What if we did instead of Quouth, we do South Carolina?
See, I want to say,
Oh my goodness,
New
our duck
Corp.
bowl. Our goose game. We could just name everything the states names, but with quack like Q
quack.
at the beginning.
On
Welcome
today's
to Quaid.
episode of How to Make a Fantasy World. Welcome
Just
to
replace everything with
Cormont.
New Quib, sure.
Yeah, my family's we live in New York, but I'm originally from Massachusetts. What are we doing here, guys? Number 9, found it.
We're giving a quiz.
we're solving problems.
We're getting down to the deep, the answers, the questions everyone needs the answers to. Number 9. How many tentacles does an octopus have? How many tentacles does an octopus have?
There's only one reason I think I know this answer.
I think I think it's one of those. It could be one of those that's. Never mind. I'm just gonna stop talking. Let's just do it. If
I would
wrong, I'm
love
wrong.
to hear I'd love you to finish your thought.
No.
man.
Oh wait, I just realized what Matt's thinking, and I realized that that's not the reason I was thinking how many. I was going with Finding Dory. That was the only thing I'm basing my answer on.
Awesome.
All right, well, Shanner, what's your answer then?
I'm going with so simple, it's correct. It's 8.
Okay.
So
Matt?
the one I was thinking is that it's like they have 8 limbs, but only 6 of them are tentacles. I wrote 8, so if it's wrong or if it's right, then I get it. But if it's wrong,
The definition of a tentacle is a limb that has a sucker at the end of it. Cephalopods, such as octopus and squid, have suckers down the entire limb, thus not qualifying them as tentacles, and in fact are just arms.
no. You said that it has tentacles at the end of it, and they do have tentacles down the end of it, just not.
The suckers are only on the end of it.
Why would you name it that then?
Again, Shaner, I did not come up with this.
I was
am
a
merely
general
the mouthpiece for knowledge.
That was a general statement of pain to the universe, not to you.
The more I learn
Which is-
about how science classifies things, the more I realize that nobody knows what they're doing. Such as the entire conversation about what is a berry.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid. We don't need to do that.
Because apparently, Shaner, if you didn't listen, botanically, every fruit is a berry, but not all berries are fruits.
Yeah, I remember that quiz.
I think we need to just, you know what I think we need to do? I think we need to let stupid people run science. So, for example, if it tastes not good, it's probably a vegetable. If it tastes good, it's probably a fruit. If it,
Okay, so Matt doesn't get to run science
but we
because obviously
already-
he's never
If it-
tasted a carrot.
if it's got arms with suckers on it, that's a tentacle. You know, like that's just how it is.
The
Doesn't matter
weird
where
part
they
about
are.
it-
It doesn't matter if it's the whole length or just part of it. It's all a tentacle.
The weird part about the difference between fruits and vegetables, though, is we already have a definition for it. It's just everyone decides not to listen to it. If there are seeds inside of it and it is the ovum of a plant, it is a fruit.
Right. But again, tomatoes don't taste like fruit. So why would I classify it as a fruit?
Yeah, it's a vegetable.
It's a vegetable. You cook it like a vegetable. You use it like a vegetable. It's a vegetable. I don't understand.
You use it like a fruit too. You ever have a
No,
tomato
I do
smoothie?
not. I've never put
No.
disgusting.
Why would
I've
you do
never
that?
put
I'm sorry.
tomatoes.
Do you not like ketchup? Because that's just a tomato smoothie, Matt.
No, it is not. It's a condiment.
You're a condiment.
Listen, tomatoes don't belong in fruit salads, so therefore they're not a fruit. Like that's just how it is. I'm not putting cucumbers in my fruit salad. I'm not putting cucumbers.
Just because they're a savory fruit doesn't mean they're still not a fruit.
No, nope. That's again. That's why I think people like me should run science because I do it logically.
Cucumbers, leeks, garlic, onions, potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower,
All vegetables.
rhubarb. All of those are vegetables.
All of those
Rhubarb is a fruit.
Shaner,
rhubarb has a fruit flavor, so I could agree with that.
just because you make a pie out of it doesn't make it a fruit.
Tastes like a fruit, so it counts. You can make jam out of it too.
That's-
Let's move on before I get pissed.
I think we're already there.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 10.
Thank God.
True or false? Only plants photosynthesize.
I suppose that Pokemon don't count for my answer.
Unfortunately not. As they are not real, and most of them that do photosynthesize are grass type.
That
That doesn't mean they're plants.
Okay, we can't even agree on what is a fruit in real life. We're not going to argue whether or not grass type are plants. The Amoongus is a fungus, not a plant.
They should make a new type, and it's a fungus type, or a spore type. Spore is even better. Spore type Pokemon would be the coolest freaking things ever, and it needs to happen.
I feel like they made any new type at this point. It'd either be like a cosmic type or a sound type.
Sound type. I could go for a sound type.
Sound type would be cool, but then they'd have to reclassify a lot of Pokemon because, like, there's a lot of them that are at least dual type them. You know what I mean? Like, Whismur is, and its evolutionary line, all sound based. Like, they're literally look like speakers. So,
Well, when they introduced the fairy type, they did that with a lot of Pokemon that were originally just normal type. They made them fairy type, like the Snubbull line. Those were just normal type, and then they turned into straight fairy type.
right.
And so they could take the Wishmer line and just take it turn it fully into the sound type.
yeah,
Would you put the Zubat evolution line in sound type?
they were like Noivern. Noivern is literally noise wyvern.
I'd say Noivern, Zubat would probably, because it's using echolocation for Zubat. So I'd probably
Jigglypuff could be a fairy sound type.
fairy sound type. Meloetta.
Mm.
Belgong? Was that his name? No.
Bronzong.
From Gen 4. Bronzong, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big belt.
Yeah.
They
I
would
need
be.
to write that down.
They really should put like I feel like their next gimmick shouldn't be like a mega type or whatever, like a super evolutionary type. It should be a new Pokemon type. Like that would be groundbreaking for the next gen of Pokemon or the next game. Even if they did it, Man, even if they did it in the new like the Legends game where they have a new type, but it like evolved some different way into the future. Because Legends are in the past, they could have like special sound type Pokemon, or even new Pokemon that get like whisked away or something like that. Anyway, we need to move on with the quiz. What's your answer, Shader?
My answer is, was it a true false? We
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
had. I'm gonna say that's true.
Okay.
Ooh,
Matt,
I'm gonna say it's false.
plants are not the only species that photosynthesize. Algae,
Yeah.
which are not plants, also photosynthesize, and other organisms such as sea slugs and pea aphids contain chlorophyll and can take in sunlight as an energy source.
Boom, baby.
So unfair that we cannot photosynthesize. I bet that feels so good.
We
That's all
can.
I'm saying.
We can't photosynthesize, but we definitely get a lot of good, sweet energy from the sun. It may not be processed the same way like photosynthesis is, but yeah.
We still get nutrients from the sun. I mean, we get vitamin D.
Did you?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if I could sit outside all day, like, don't get me wrong, I love food, but if I could just take a couple days here and there and just absorb some sunlight and be good, I'd do it.
Have you guys
Now,
seen
if I-
that one?
If I could do it instead of sleeping, that'd be good. I could still eat, but instead of sleeping, I photosynthesize.
Okay, I agree there.
So, have you guys ever seen The Odd Life of Timothy Green?
I think
No.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
So, The Odd Life of Timothy Green, it has Jennifer Garner and Joel Edgerton in it, okay? And they have a boy. I don't know if they adopt a boy named Timothy Green. I guess they adopt a boy and it becomes Timothy Green. Okay. And then they find like I don't even know. They find like a plant growing out of the kid. I can't even begin to tell you this weird. Okay, so they're at a family picnic. Timothy introduced to members of his family, and they take Timothy to their friend in town botanist, where they learn that Timothy's leaves, the leaf that's growing out of his leg, cannot be removed. Okay, and then like he just grows up with this leaf, like this plant growing out of his leg. And then he just disappears. Like he just vanishes. Like it's the weirdest freaking movie. Like I watched it with my parents. And it's just like it's so like it's a heartwarming movie, I guess, but like why does this kid have a plant growing out of his leg? I don't know. It was a weird movie. We talked about photosynthesizing as humans, and that's what it reminded me of. What's the score total, Connor?
Well, Shaner got 2 points.
Woo!
And Matt got 5 points.
Oh, I did? Oh, because I said false on that last one. Yeah.
No, but I believe it's golf rules, so I'll take the win. Thanks.
Well, Shaner, would you like the opportunity to steal the win?
No.
Sure. Well, I would love that opportunity.
Because I have a bonus question for you.
Hit me with it. I'm ready.
This one's going to be worth 4 points. Okay, ready?
Hit me.
Matt, you ready?
Oh, am I supposed to do this one too? Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. I mean, it's not fun if Shaner just loses on his own. You have to like wipe the floor with him.
Right.
The Wright brothers, the famous inventors of the airplane. How many flights did they take together?
Okay, I
How
have my
many
answer.
flights did the Wright brothers take together?
I have my answer too.
All right, Shaner, what is your answer?
My answer is 1.
Matt, what is your answer?
My answer is 0. They were falling with style.
Wow. You just joked your way into a loss because Shaner is absolutely correct.
Yes.
Woo! I disagree. They never actually flew. They
did actually take one flight together, but afterwards their dad made them promise never to do it again because he didn't want to lose them both to a plane crash.
Okay. What constitutes a flight?
Getting on an airplane. I wasn't talking about the Kitty Hawk. which was a one-person aircraft, but they rode on an airplane together once.
It was to flying as hang gliding. Like,
No, he's not
that's what
talking
they-
about that
I'm not
plane. He's
talking
talking about an
about that
actual
plane.
airplane.
when did they fly in a plane?
But they didn't invent the plane and then die. Like they saw it become a real thing.
They're like, that's it. My life's work is complete.
I
I'll
thought
shoot you. You shoot
I
me.
thought-
We're good to go.
I thought it was like a Van Gogh thing where like they invented what would become the plane, but they never got to see it into fruition. I didn't realize that they actually did.
You
It's
know,
fine. I lost.
They were using planes in war like 4 years after they made.
No, I didn't realize that. Good job, Shaner. Who's next?
Good job on the win, Shader.
I mean, the sham win, but it's still a win if that's what the quiz giver considers it. It's fine.
Don't worry. If my quiz happens, you still have a chance to be a winner, Matt.
Woo!
So I have a
You
really
think
fun
I'm not going to
bonus
beat
question.
Matt on on this quiz?
I don't know. I have a really fun bonus question.
All right, Connor,
All right.
let's go. Wheel. Let's spin it. Let's go.
You're so
I'm ready.
impatient.
I'm ready for this quiz, man. Whether it's mine or Shaner's, I'm ready.
The wheel.
Spin that wheel.
And it is Shaner's.
Oh,
Man,
good. I
had
didn't
all
get to
this
do my
prep-
quiz last time, so I was really hoping mine would come up this time.
I had all this prep for nothing. I literally have 18 tabs open right now.
Keep it prepped for the next one we do of this.
No, I got to do a whole new one now.
No, you don't.
All
All right,
Shaner, let's
Shaner.
do this.
Take it away.
It would have been great to come up with a great name for this quiz, but I didn't. I'm going to call it Quizophobia, or Are You Afraid of the Quiz?
Oh, that's good. That's a good one, actually.
So basically, I'm going to give you the name of a phobia, and you're going to have to tell me what it's the fear of. If I wanted to make this quiz worse, I would tell you what the
Fear is.
what
and
the
come
fear
up-
is and make you tell me the name. That's something Connor would do, but I'll be nice and give you the name of the phobia. There's some softballs in here and some more complicated ones.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you giving us the name of the phobia.
All
I
right.
would just like to say I would not give you the phobia or the. Wait, which way are you doing it?
I am giving you the phobia, and you have to give me what it's the fear of. I feel like you would give the name, like what it's afraid of, and we would have to guess the name of the phobia.
No, that would be too hard.
Would it?
All right. Your first one is pogonophobia.
Say that one more time.
Pogonophobia. Pogono phobia.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready?
Can you
Yeah.
spell it for me one more time?
Pogono, then just phobia. I'm not gonna spell it phobia every time.
Okay. I think mine still works.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I ask person to person or do I just say both at once?
You choose. It's your quiz.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, flip your answers.
I also put the fear of pagodas.
We both did fear of pagodas.
That is a good guess, but no, this is definitely a phobia none of us could have. It's the fear of beards.
Oh, wow. Should have guessed it would be something like that.
Okay,
From
now I
small
have to-
beards, big opinions. How could I have guessed that was coming?
Okay, this one is a mouthful, and I have to make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Arachibutyrophobia. ARACHIBUTYRO phobia. Arachibutyrophobia.
Could you use it in a sentence?
I do not have arachibutyrophobia. If you get this one, I will be thoroughly impressed because I did not know this was a thing.
I got it. Like this is probably the easiest one that I've done that I've had.
All right, I think I got it.
All right. Ready and flip.
It's the fear of BOGO sales.
Fear of eight-legged butter and fear of pogo sales.
Yeah, fear of butter growing 8 legs and then crawling towards you. Yeah.
You know what? That's a new one we've just unlocked. But no, actually, the answer is a fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of one's mouth.
Oh,
Actually, I think that's it. That is a possible fear for me to have,
Yeah.
on account of the idea of I'm allergic to peanut butter. So if it
See-
was sticking to the roof of my mouth, that'd be pretty bad.
one it's not really a fear, but like I guess it's a sensory thing, and I tend to panic when it happens. When stuff gets stuck behind my front, like my two
Yeah.
front teeth. Oh man, I can't get it out. I'm like, what's gonna happen? It's usually like a sandwich made with.
You know what
very
that sounds
moist,
like to
soft
me,
white
man?
Yeah, that's the worst.
your mom.
Because then after a minute, your tongue starts to like
autism.
feel weird from trying to pick it out of there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst. All right, your next one is trypophobia. I believe this is a more common phobia.
Say it one more time.
Trypophobia or trypophobia, but I believe you pronounce it's TRYPO phobia. And I believe it's pronounced trypophobia. The Y makes the short I sound there. All right, ready and flip.
Fear of vacations.
Public speaking.
Those are both incorrect. I thought this one was more well known. This one is the fear of or repulsion of repetitive patterns of holes.
Dang it! I knew that one. I couldn't remember what it was.
Holes?
Yeah, have you never seen that? Like whenever, like a beehive with all those holes in a pattern like that.
I guess
That's a big one for people.
I've never even heard of that.
That's
The
a
only-
more popular one.
The only phobias I know are like the insanely common ones and the one that I have, but I don't think any of that will be on here. So
All right, the next one is genuphobia. GENU phobia. Everyone ready?
no.
I don't like how long this is. I'm concerned to how long this is taking.
Okay, I'm ready. Any day now, bud. Got to keep up with the impatient facade that I've put up because I'm definitely the most patient person on this podcast.
Okay.
All right, Connor,
Um,
you had a novel, so let's see what
I'm
you
gonna
have.
say on
do
three,
you wanna
reveal
go
your
first?
novel.
Do you want to go first then?
No, please. I want to hear your novel first.
Okay, sorry. You ready? The fear of being genuine, like truly expressing yourself, letting yourself be raw and vulnerable in a moment because of hurt from your past. And it's not just with partners, it's also with your dearest friends and sometimes your family. You just can't let yourself get hurt again.
Man, who knew Connor would have this much introspection on an episode of this show?
Man, that was deep. Matt, what's your answer?
Patrick, your genius is showing. Where? The fear of being seen as a genius.
You know, if we weren't playing for points, I would give you a point for the effort alone. But you're both
Which one of
wrong.
us?
You know what? Both of you would get a point for effort on that one. But no, you're both wrong. It's a fear of one's own knees or someone else's knees or the act of kneeling.
So close.
You were both really close.
It's a good thing Connor and I don't got genophobia. Wink, wink.
All right.
All that kneeling we
Matt,
do.
Matt keeps on my knees. I gotta cut that.
No, you do not.
I say what you do is you leave that in the episode and you just put an entire bleep over the whole thing and you leave people guessing. You just leave it from and Matt and then just this long 40-second bleep. Anyways, your next phobia is submechanophobia. SUBMECHANO phobia. Submechanophobia. All right, ready. And flip.
Fear of being a mechanic on a submarine.
The fear of losing a Sub-Zero in a Mortal Kombat game, or fear of guns.
Okay, you're both wrong, but Matt's was actually kind of close.
I'll take the point.
You know,
Dang
you
it.
don't get the point. It is the fear of man-made structures underwater, not to be confused with thalassophobia, which is a fear of deep water.
Yeah.
This is the fear. So, like anything like statues, boats, any of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Oh.
seen those.
Thalassophobia is what you have, Matt.
Yes, correctamundo. And I think we've talked about that with Smallbeard's Big Opinion, so I didn't want to. I know we've talked about it on the show before, and I know Shaner listens to the show, so I doubt.
Yeah, that's why I was concerned about. Like, I remember you guys talking about that, and I suddenly went, "Have they done a phobias quiz?" I couldn't remember.
I've talked about thalassophobia 100%.
Yeah, that wasn't a quiz. It was just us talking about our fears.
Okay. Your next one is Pentheraphobia. Penthera phobia. Pentheraphobia. I feel like this quiz might be better if any of us knew Latin fluent. These are probably all Latin, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, most of these are Latin-based roots. I think phobia it might be Greek, which is technically like a derivative of Latin, but what isn't?
Latin's a derivative of Greek.
Really?
Yeah, Greece was around first.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Regardless, I think phobos is like the like word for the root word for fear.
That sounds right.
And whether that's Latin or Greek or whatever, it's something. All right, Connor, you ready?
Yeah.
What you got?
The fear of animals within the Panthera class.
Ooh, I said fear of big cats, so we're like on the same route there.
You're on the same route, but it's the wrong route.
Dang it!
This is a fear of mothers-in-law, which is something I understand all too well.
Ooh, ouch.
That's fine. She doesn't listen to this.
That's good.
I don't know. I kind of like my possible future mother-in-law
I did too.
until she became an actual mother-in-law.
Until she became my actual mother-in-law and I moved in across the street from her.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
that's you did the Ray Romano thing from Everybody Loves Raymond.
It was a side effect of a greater good. I'm really she's not going to listen to this. I'm really hoping.
Shana, can we do a point check-in? I just want to see where we're at and what question.
Yeah, you're both at 0.
Cool.
And we are on. That was the 6th one.
Man.
Cool. No doubt.
But I do have a good tiebreaker, which I'm guessing we're gonna need unless one of you pulls off a Hail Mary here. Yeah.
Watch, you're gonna say something and it's just gonna automatically open a file in my brain and I'm gonna know it.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried that's gonna happen, but we're still doing the tiebreaker anyways because I want to see what your answers are. All right. The 7th one is optophobia. Optophobia. OPTO phobia.
One more time, please.
Optophobia. OPTO. Optophobia.
All right, I got it.
Every time I do one of these countdowns to flip, my brain gets possessed by the spirit of every elementary school gym teacher that has ever lived, where you want to say something before you say go. You know what I'm talking about? Like 3, 2, 1, bananas, and watch you guys start to turn your thing. I'm like, I didn't say go.
Oh no, thank you. Sounds like guys' grocery games or whatever.
I used to do that to my youth students. Be like, grow. I didn't say go. And then I'd say on go, some people would go and be like, they're going. I was like, yeah, I said go.
That is cruel and unusual punishment. All right, flip your answer.
Youth ministry. Okay, before I flip, I do have a joke answer that I'm going to say first, and then I have a serious collection of answers at the bottom.
Okay, hit us.
So, Matt.
Oh, you want me to go first? Fear of glasses, and just for a little flavor, I drew a little Velma over here, who dropped her glasses and she can't find a thing. She has this phobia, fear of glasses. She's always dropped.
Connor, what's your answer?
Fear of mispronouncing the Halloween month. But then I also put a fear of glasses / needing glasses / going blind.
That's
Okay.
like 7 answers.
Both again
4.
close. I was expecting you to guess a fear of eyes, which is what it sounds like, but it's even more specific. It's a fear of opening one's eyes, which I could see being a very realistic phobia, depending on
that's
the
just the
circumstance.
movie Bird Box.
Yeah.
I bet you that's what it was based off of. Okay, we'll make
Man,
these last
I thought-
fast.
Matt, did you get yours from the idea that opto is ophthalmologist and that's glasses?
Or optic, but no, I just optic.
I would have guessed you guys would guess optometrist, which is the eye doctor.
I just kind of guessed because this whole quiz is a guess. What's the next one?
Okay, this one I feel like you guys will both get based on context clues. This next one is called.
Overestimate my power.
Okay,
This
The
next
name
one
of
is
this
called
phobia.
Idiot Phobia.
This next phobia is called decidophobia. DECIDO phobia. Decidophobia.
I-
fear.
Both Mia and I have this this fear, this phobia. I'm 100% confident on
All right, let's
Yes,
see your
you
answers. See if we
definitely
can get
do.
a point on the board.
the fear of making
Fear of
decisions.
making decisions.
Look at that. We're on the board.
Woo! Yeah, Mia and I both have that.
Okay, hold on real quick. I have to
Absolutely.
go let my wife in the door.
It's crazy. Who has a wife these days?
In this economy,
Does filing jointly on your taxes actually make a difference?
sounds like a BuzzFeed article.
Okay, I just knocked down everything on my desk coming back into it.
Nice.
Okay.
It's okay, we can't see it.
He accidentally tripped and gave me 15 points and with permanent marker. There's no way to erase it. Oh, man, that's crazy.
My poor Spider-Man figure. I can't even reach it. All right. So we both have 1 point now. Your next one is linophobia. LINOPHOBIA. And we're getting another novel.
I'm not sure why. This is a pretty easy one. Everyone knows this one.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see them.
I have the fear of I started to write lines, but then I scared myself. So it's fear of lines.
Connor.
I put the fear of dancing on the ceiling. Get it? Like the Lionel Richie song. Like line. But then I also put the fear of standing in a long line.
Again, great joke answer, but neither of those are correct. It's the fear of string. Connor's like, I know I just gave a lecture about lashing out when I didn't make these answers, but that's what the look on his face told me. All right, your final one before the tiebreaker.
Because we're
Up
going to
here-
need the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Apeirophobia. APEIRO phobia. Apeirophobia. Okay, ready? Connor, what do you got?
A fear of pyramids.
Matt?
Fear of ballet.
Wildly different answers, and both of them wrong. This one is a fear of eternity.
Man.
Now, since you both got 1 point and are tied up,
Can I
this
just say first
tiebreaker- what?
that we should look into the idea of being like a fear of pyramids? Because from what I can hear, they're always scheming.
Please, what's the bonus question?
The bonus question is worth
Get it? Like
2
pyramid
points.
schemes?
This question is worth 2 points because there are two. How do I make this? I'm trying to make this make sense. It makes sense in my head. You have to give me 2 answers, and if like even one of them is correct, you'll get a point. Does that make sense?
Cool. Yeah.
So altogether, you can get 2 points, but if you get one correct, you get 1 point.
cool.
So the question is, of this list of 10 phobias I give you, I have 2 of them. Which 2 are they? Do you need me to repeat the list?
Yes, please.
Okay, we've got pagonophobia, the fear of beards. Arachibutyrophobia, the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of one's mouth. Trypophobia, the fear of repetitive patterns of holes. Genuphobia, the fear of one's knees, someone else's knees, or kneeling. Submechanophobia, the fear of man-made structures underwater. Pantherophobia, the fear of mothers-in-law. Optophobia, the fear of opening one's eyes. Decidophobia, the fear of making decisions. Linophobia, the fear of string. And apeirophobia, the fear of eternity. And just to be clear, like joke answers aside, like mothers-in-law, I said that, but that was as a joke, so you can cross that one off.
Well, now you're making it too easy.
No, Shaner, we were in the same classes at school. We were actually in the same major at college. I think we
were.
The principal of that major have your feelings on that changed at all?
My major did not change my feelings on my phobias whatsoever.
Okay, that's not what I asked though. The principal of your major, does that influence your phobias?
I don't think that we should be able to ask questions in order to narrow down. Just pick two, Connor.
Pick two, Connor. That's giving you an unfair advantage over Matt if you're able to ask that question, because I don't know Matt much.
Well, Matt gets the same answer that I do.
No, you're asking it in a cryptic way.
What was number 4 again?
Number 4 was genuphobia, the fear of knees or kneeling.
And then number 6?
Number 6, pantherophobia, the fear of mothers-in-law.
Is it number 5? What was number 5?
Submechanophobia, the fear of man-made structures underwater. Connor's ready. Is Matt ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
I have decisions in peanut butter.
The holes and man-made structures underwater.
Well, I'll tell you that one of you is correct only for 1 point.
Man.
It is submechanophobia, so Connor gets the point, meaning Connor wins. No, I do not have a fear of decisions, peanut butter, or holes. I find the holes one interesting to look at pictures of it. You can look up like trypophobia online.
I wouldn't say I have a fear of trypophobia, but it does give like an eerie, like it makes like my neck tingles, like it puts me on guard,
See, the problem with looking up that phobia, like there's a Reddit page for it that I would follow, except for the fact that sometimes they'll post like pictures of spiders laying eggs.
Oh yeah.
And like, even though it wasn't on the list, I do have arachnophobia, like we talked about earlier. So that's a no-go. The other answer was apeirophobia.
Eternity?
It bugs me and scares me more than it should. And the reason I answered no to your question, Connor, is because I had that fear before we were in college, and that did not help one bit.
So us going through classes to try and help understand. Oh, so when we talked about the end times, that must have been horrifying for you.
Well, see, like the end times doesn't bug me. I find that subject fascinating. It's the idea of existing on and on and on with no end, because everything in our lives on Earth is programmed in an understanding of ending. Each day ends, week, month, year, hour, even. But the idea of something never ending and we're just going to exist forever with no ending freaks me out to no end.
Do you know what's even worse than that? I could understand existing from now until like for eternity. What's worse is that eternity also implies that there was no beginning. There was no start. How do you not have a start?
Exactly. That part just boggles my mind. But the idea of never just ceasing to exist, my brain cannot wrap its mind around it, and therefore it fears it. Logically, it shouldn't, but it's just something your brain cannot comprehend. Like, if you start to actually think about it, your brain is not programmed to understand eternity, because everything it knows, even if it's like you end in a way, but the idea of something never ending, your brain's just not programmed to understand it.
Fair enough.
So it's like a more existential fear of the unknown.
Like, I don't think there's something terrifying in there, but it is an existential fear of trying to comprehend it. And it bothers me that it doesn't end, and not in a way of like, I think it should end, because that sounds heretical and awful. But like the idea of something just never ending, it creeps me out.
Fair.
That I did both of those phobias. I did not know were a thing. I just knew that I was scared of both of those things, and then I found out they had names. And yeah, submechanophobia is one of the reasons that I squirm watching Titanic.
Fair.
Once the boat starts sinking, I cannot sit still watching that movie.
See, submechanophobia, I think, I don't know if there's a word for like the opposite of a phobia. But like that, sure, yeah, kink. I love that. Like the idea of civilizations that have been overtaken like by water, similar to like Atlantis. That kind of thing makes me so giddy. I love thinking about that. I love seeing it. I love that.
Were you able to watch Aquaman? Like,
Yeah,
is that
because
like
I think
enough out of reality for you?
Yeah, for some reason, I think it needs to be more based in reality. Like some of the better examples, and I think honestly, the other thing is it's relegated almost to closer spaces. Like if you look on, there's a submechanophobia Reddit page, which I follow only to kind of like see if something like that, because that's when I was first discovering. I'm like, do I actually have a phobia of this, or have I just never experienced it? So I went on that page and tried to like looking at it doesn't freak me out as much as the idea of it. Like there's a video, one of the more popular ones on that page is a bunch of sailors jumping off of like a freighter boat and swimming around it. Or better, more closer example, that scene in Captain America the First Avenger, whenever they jump and swim around in the harbor near that boat, whenever he's chasing down the Nazi.
Yeah.
That part, it is hard to watch that part because I cannot, the idea of swimming next to a boat that big in the water freaks me out. I even have trouble swimming around like speedboats if you take like a boat out on a lake.
Yeah.
I'm fine in the lake itself, but once I get close to the boat, it makes my skin crawl.
Huh.
That's why submarines, being inside a submarine wouldn't freak me out, but like a submarine coming anywhere near me if I were swimming in the water, that would get me.
Yeah.
I just realized I've been in many submarines, but I've never been actually under the water.
In a submarine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
like I never dove.
I've been in a lot of submarines, just on like various field trips and such.
I think I've only ever been in one submarine, and that was the one at the Science Center.
Yeah, I've been to that one.
I slept on a submarine when I was in like 4th grade.
Nice. How do you know they didn't take it underwater? You would have never known.
So like
it
your
was
ears will pop in your sleep and you'll feel it.
It was a decommissioned World War II submarine. So
didn't you watch Battleship? That doesn't matter. Decommissioned is just it's just a word.
Listen,
that just means they can't fire torpedoes.
Battleship tried to make me believe in several different things, least of not which being Rihanna is an actress, which isn't true. But I think the most unbelievable part of that was that you could take a decommissioned submarine and just fight with it like it is a normal submarine.
Of course.
Well, that's going to be the end of this episode on the note of decommissioned submarines. I don't remember how we got there, but we did. Shannon, thank you so much for joining us this week. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug?
Yeah, I would like to plug, obviously, Eddie and I's channel, Small Beards, Big Opinions. We've been delving into video projects recently. Eddie edits all of our video projects. I usually supply with half the ideas, and he edits them in a way I cannot comprehend how he does it because I've tried video editing. So we just released a new video where I, in the form of a basketball with eyes, subject Eddie to the worst food ads I could find on the internet and make him suffer. And I just got done watching it the other day, the final product, and all I have to say is I'm pretty sure Eddie missed his calling, and video editing is his style. If you like, old Vine style humor, you'll appreciate the video. So go get it a watch, and while you're there, check out the rest of Small Beard's Big Opinion.
Connor, plug yourself because I don't have anything to plug. So
while you're checking out Small Beard's Big Opinions on YouTube, head on over to my YouTube channel, check out my videos. I have a few up there at this point talking about actors and their filmographies, and I got some more projects coming down the pipeline at some point. So just stay tuned for that. And if you want updates from this post, head on over to Instagram, TikTok. Follow me at Connor O'Connor. And that's where you search on YouTube too.
I've tried. I was going to ask you about that. I can ask you about it off the air. You can cut this part out. When you first started posting videos again, I could not find your page by searching that.
If you go to my Instagram and you click on my bio, it's right there. There's the Linktree link, and then there's a YouTube link next to it. You just got to click on that. So if you go to my Instagram at Connor O'Connor, you can find the link right there.
Noted.
And I'm Spaceman Matt, doing nothing in my life. I got a new job, so that's cool.
Matt, are you on any other podcasts besides this one?
Oh boy, I'm glad you asked. I'm on a podcast with my mom. No, I'm on the Garlic Boys podcast, our main show, which this is a derivative of.
Spin-off.
A spin-off. That's a good word for it. And TGB One Shots, which stay tuned because I know we haven't released much in a bit, but we're going to be releasing episodes eventually sometime. Season 2 is starting up, and I'm very excited for it, and you should be too. Get ready for some sick characters from my end, because I can't speak for the rest of them, but my characters are better than theirs. So enjoy when that does finally pop back up.
And thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. And remember, as always, to stay
clever.
Garlicky.
Clever.
Shaner, we've told you this.
Clever boy. Clever boy. Clever boy.
Come on, baby, twist me hard. Clever. Come on, baby, twist me hard.
Did actually say garlicky on the first episode.
Probably, I don't remember.
I think we did stay garlic on the Garlic Boy episode, and then we did clever on the clever. I don't know. You know what? End it right now. End it immediately.